Greetings and welcome to the animated faction pack review from Starmada. Now, this faction pack comes with technically 4 factions, so it's not really a faction pack. Mainly 3 with a focus on 2. I'm going to start out with the Federation, and then in another video I'm going to cover the Klingons and then the rest. Let's begin. First off, we have the USS Enterprise. Gotta start there. It's a 3143, so that is a tier... That's a tier 3 ship. It's got a nice stat bar. It could use a tech, but it doesn't have a tech. It's just a weapon and then 4 crew for 20 points. Standard fit action bar, and its action is one of the reasons why I bought this pack. I bought this pack for 2 reasons: the artwork and this ship, and maybe Kirk. Action: repair 3 shields on this ship. So I am giving this ship a rating of 7, being this is one of my favorite cards in the game now. Up next, we have just the generic Constitution class, now discounted to 16 points. I really like that. So you got yourself, you lose 2 crew slots and 1 shield, and the named ability. As for maneuverability, it's got that standard attack wing dial, just the 3 hard turns are red, and you've got a 2 red reverse. Moving on to our captains, we have Captain Robert April, 5 points, skill 8, and he comes with an elite talent slot. That alone is pretty good, not even counting the ability, just 8 skill talent slot for 5 points. His ability as an action, basically you can take all the time tokens from a crew upgrade and throw it onto him. As an admiral, he's 1 point less, and he is a +2 admiral. And that's because, as a captain, he gets a bonus to his captain skill of 1. So he actually, if you put him on a Constitution class ship, he becomes a captain skill 9. So that's why he costs 1 more point as a captain than as an admiral. Then we got James T. Kirk. Action, place a scan token or battle stations token beside this ship. Well, that's great. There's lots of cool ships that don't have battle stations actions that we really want them to. And you get to perform a crew upgrade action as a free action. He also is a skill 8 with an elite talent slot for 5 points. So in terms of how I'd rate these, Kirk, I would have to put as a 6, being he is a great card, and I would definitely play him. April, I would put him at, he's a 4. He is a good, no, sorry, a 3. No, not a 4. A 3, because he's a good card. I could see people using him, but I don't really use that many crew that use time tokens, so I don't think I'm going to be using him that much. So he's a 3 out of 7. Kirk is a 6 out of 7. Moving on to our elite talent, we have Legacy of the Name. This was one of the cards that they did not preview, and I can see why. It's because it's amazing. It is a ship unique, 3-point elite talent, and can only be equipped to unique ships. Federation Captain and Federation Starship only. Free action, place 3 time tokens on this top card. Perform a battle stations. Once again, that's nice. Or evade action as a free action. Okay, that's pretty good, for 3 points. It's considering there's lots of other talents which only give you like an evade or a battle stations, and then it's a discard. This one you can reuse. The kicker here is if you equip this to a ship with the name Enterprise, you can perform any available action as a free action. So this I'm putting as a 6. It is a great card, and I will definitely be using this. Let's move on to our one weapon for the Federation. This is full power phaser barrage. It's actually very similar to the phaser barrage from the ISS Enterprise, only this one is time tokens, and you can do it at range 2 to 3 as opposed to range 3. And you get a bonus plus 2 dice if you're firing from a Constitution class ship. It's 1 point more, and the base weapon value is the same as your ship's base weapon value. This one, you throw this on an Oberth, you're throwing 2 dice. You throw this on a Constitution, you're throwing 5 dice. So there's a difference. Otherwise, for the main ability, it's roughly the same, being you roll your dice. If you get 2 uncancelled hits or crits, you roll an additional 3 dice, and you add the results of the dice. Well, you add the results of the hit or the crit to the total. The old one, the one from the ISS, you added all the results, including the battle stations and the misses. With this one, you only add the hits and the crits, which is a minor difference, because if you have some special conversion, you might be able to pull that off. It's important to note here that you're adding the results. You're not just rolling an additional 3 dice, so this bypasses the rule of 3. And then the other caveat, which you might miss, just because the font's very small, you get to put an auxiliary power token beside the enemy ship. Also, this is forward firing arc only. So this is a little bit like the Ferengi torpedo. So this I'm putting at 6. This is a great card, and I would definitely use it on Constitution class ships. Other ships, probably not going to use it as much, because it's 5 points and it's not really that great. But I do like weapons that apply auxiliary power tokens, because I kind of like playing that sort of buff debuff sort of character when I play games. I like being support. Let's move on to our crew. Starting off, we have a 3-point Montgomery Scott. Action disable. That doesn't sound very good at first, especially for a repair card. But it's repair 1 shield and 1 hull. So that's actually pretty good. However, I'm not going to say it's great. It is nice to get two heals out of a card without having to discard it, but I would have preferred it if it was like an action repair 1 hull on your 1 hull or 1 shield, and then you could choose to disable it to repair another hull or another shield. But this has its place. I mean, you kind of don't want to use it unless you take a lot of damage, and the problem with the Constitution class is they are not the most beefy of ships. So I'm going to put him at a 4. He's a good card, and I would play him. Next, we have Christine Chapel. Playing phase, disable this card, or place 3 time tokens on this card. So you get options here. And target a crew upgrade equipped with this ship. Remove 1 disabled token, or all time tokens from the target crew upgrade. Now, this is nice because it gives you options. She's 3 points. Downside is if you choose to use the time token option and give her time tokens, you have to choose 3. Problem with that is a lot of crew tend to be place 2 time tokens, not place 3. It's weapons that are usually 3 time tokens. So even if you're removing 2 time tokens, you're going to be she's going to be getting 3. And the problem is it's planning phase, so that means you use your card, your crew member, you put your 2 time tokens on, end phase happens, you remove 1, it's now planning phase, you remove 1 time token, and you have to place 3 on her. So I think if I use her, I'll almost always be using the option to disable her instead. I do like cards which allow me to remove disables. I like playing like hot potato with disabled tokens. Then you just throw the captain from the Valiant on there, and you clear everything up. So I'm putting her as a 3. She's a good card. Actually, no, not a 3. I don't think she's a good card. That 3 time tokens thing, I say she's a 2. She's an okay card. Moving on to Mr. Spock. Combat phase, spend a scan token, and your ship's attacks, plural, cannot be cancelled this round. And it is a discard, 4 points. I like this for like massive attacks. I'm gonna say he's a good card, and I'll be using him. Downside is I don't like discards. I don't like crew discards because there's only like one or maybe two ways to get discards back over a long period of time. Most of the time when you discard a card, you might be able to prevent the discard and hold it off for a little while, but not for long. After a while, it's gone. So he is a good card. I would use him. So he's a 4. 4 out of 7. Maress. She is definitely a 6. Great and outplayer. When a battle station is placed beside this ship, remove a disabled token from crew upgrade. 3 points. Yeah, enough said. She's really good. She's just real good. And then we've got Eric's. He seems like a bit of an oddball in this pack because most of these cards work together in some respect. Eric's is just kind of here. Mind you could say the same thing about him in the show. He's just kind of there. When this ship reveals its maneuver dial, disable this card. Rotate this maneuver. Oh, sorry. Came off night shift. Rotate this ship's maneuver dial to a white or green maneuver of the same speed as the maneuver revealed, and perform that maneuver instead. So, he's good. I think he's good on ships that have, like, very few red maneuvers, so you can just fly wherever you want. He's not very good at the high-speed maneuvers, but then again, the Constitution class isn't that fast of a ship. He's also good for if someone gives you an Ox token and throws you onto a red move, and you're all like, oh wait, no, you're not gonna decide what my new move is. Eric's is. He's a 3, good, but I probably won't play him much. And those are the Federation cards. So yeah, I'll see you in the next part. I'll be covering the models in another video, by the way. Now, I should note that you can't put all the upgrades onto the Enterprise. Because there's we've got too many crew upgrades here for the Enterprise. We've got 5 crew upgrades and the Enterprise takes 4. So one of these cards is going to be sitting out, essentially, if you try to play this faction pack. These upgrades don't really work well on the other ships, I think. But they do work very well on the Enterprise itself, and I think they'll work very well in the Federation faction as a whole. This pack does not seem to be very interchangeable, unlike most faction packs, but it does seem like it's definitely something to round out your fleets.